Are you a stylist, or do you know a stylist who's struggling with numbness and tingling in their hands, or maybe a lot of shoulder tension, or maybe it's even going up into their neck and causing headaches or potentially even migraines? Then today's video is for you. We were asked by one of our favorite stylists to create a video of stretches that she could do regularly throughout the day to keep herself from having these problems. If you're a stylist and you're not struggling with any of these problems right now, that's fantastic. I encourage you to start implementing these ideas today to prevent yourself from having these problems in the future. Because if you are a stylist, or you know a stylist, or you love a stylist, you probably know someone who has struggled with this problem and who maybe had to take time off of work or had to leave their career early and do something else because it was bothering them so much. And it really can become a huge problem. So today we're going to talk about a couple things that you can do just in general when you're managing your time, things you can do in the salon, as well as giving you some really specific stretches to do that'll be really, really helpful. The first tip is that I want to make sure that you're not staying in the same position for a long period of time. So any position that you're in, if you're a computer worker, if you're a stylist, if you're staying in that same position for long hours at a time, it's gonna cause problems. Give yourself a break. It doesn't have to be a long break. It can be a 30 to 60 second break, and let your arms come down to the side. Because stylists, I know you, and you work with your hands just like I do, and then when we're talking, we tend to use our hands too. So then our hands never get a break. So I'm gonna need y'all to put your hands down by your side and give them a break, just 30 to 60 seconds. If you're in the middle of a client, I know you can't take a long time. I'm also going to give you some stretches that you can do like in between clients, or things that you can do in the salon, as well as things that you should do when you get home. I also want to make sure that you are drinking enough water every day. So my dear stylist friends, I understand because you've got these long appointments and you don't necessarily have time to run off to the bathroom, but we need to stay hydrated. When those muscles get dehydrated, they also get tight. Tension will lead to all the headaches and all of those other problems. Now, I was talking about your neck, and some people may say, no, I don't have neck problems, but I do have that numbness and tingling in both sides, but it's carpal tunnel syndrome. It's not coming from my neck. If you have numbness and tingling in both hands together, I can guarantee you it's coming from your neck, because the nerves that are in our hands start at our neck. And if it's going down both sides, then we know it's starting up in here. So you may say, oh, I don't need to do the neck stretches. Those aren't important for me. If you're having numbness and tingling down both sides in both hands, you definitely have to make sure you do the neck stretches too. But if you're a stylist, I definitely recommend you running through all of these stretches every day. It won't take that long. You can spread them out throughout your day, but make sure that you're doing them to keep the muscles nice and limber and flexible so they don't get tight, which is hard when you're in the same position for a long period of time. All right, you ready to see what we're going to do? Here's stretch number one. Stretch number one, you're going to need to find something that's a little bit below hip height. So maybe it's a desk, it could be potentially the chair seat, anything that's just a little bit below that hip height. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold your wrists over. Now you're not going to put a lot of pressure down through them because it's not a this motion, it's a this motion. So you want to be stretching your forearms here by kind of rocking gently back and forth. Now you don't want to hold this position for too long because it does put a lot of compression down through that wrist. So it's really just about trying to get those wrists opened up just a little bit. So you're going to do 5 to 10 of those. Then you're going to switch your hands around the other way. And this one's definitely going to feel like a big stretch. You can see I don't have as much motion going this way. Probably, most likely, you won't either. And it definitely feels like a big stretch right along the forearms. Again, it's not one you want to hold that position for a long period of time. You just want to be rocking back and forth for 5 to 10 reps. The second stretch is for your shoulder. So you're going to want to find a doorway or something that you can hold on to that's about the same height as your shoulder, that's very stable. So again, trying to find something that will work that's a doorway or equivalent. And you're going to put your hand on the doorway. You're going to walk your body around until you feel a stretch. I'll show you on this side, through the front of the shoulder. Now again, this should just be a gentle stretch. It shouldn't feel painful. You shouldn't get any numbness or tingling in your hands when you're doing this stretch. If you do, stop, because that's not okay. So you're just going to stretch through that front there. Now make sure when you do this that you bring that shoulder blade back around, because you don't want to have a torque going through the front of the shoulder. So this is what the torque looks like. You can see how that shoulder juts forward. What you want is that shoulder blade to go around the back so you get that nice stretch. You should be able to feel this all the way from your pecs, all the way down towards your forearm, just past your elbow. The next thing I'm going to have you do, you can definitely do in the studio or in between clients, and that's some shoulder rolls. When you're doing this, you're going to have your arms down by your side, because remember, we talk with our hands. We got to put our hands down by our side. Down by the side, you're going to shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze them back behind you, push them down, and then try to touch them in front of you. You're going to hit these 4 points while you're rolling around to really make sure that you get everything moving really, really well. You'll probably want to do about 10 to 15 reps until you feel like things are moving better. All right, the last stretch you're going to do is for your neck, and this is going to feel really, really good, but it may feel like an intense stretch. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it. You find the level of intensity that works best for you. The first level is to take your head down towards the side as if you're trying to bring, in this case, my right ear down towards my right shoulder. Now, some people are going to feel a very big stretch through here just with that. If that's you and you're feeling a big stretch, then that's enough for you. If you're like, hey, I don't really feel that, I need a little bit more, then you're going to hold that position. You're going to take the opposite arm, so in this case my left, and you're going to bring that back behind your back. That's going to allow you to drop your shoulder down, which will increase that stretch for you. If that's still not enough stretch, I'd be kind of surprised, because I know you, my hairstylist friends, and you're definitely going to feel this, but you can bring the right hand and help hold on to that left elbow. Let me show you what that looks like from the back. So right hand's going to come and grab that left elbow, which is going to increase that stretch as I go to that right side. Now, no matter which level you feel is most appropriate for you, I want you to only hold that stretch for 10 seconds. I know you're going to be like, but it feels so good. You can go back and do it again, but make sure you do it on both sides. So do 10 seconds one side, 10 seconds the other side, then you can repeat 3 to 5 times. This is one, again, that you can do in the studio. I would recommend you doing it regularly throughout the day. It's going to help decrease your tension at the end of the day and decrease your symptoms long term. I hope that was helpful. If you have any other occupations that you know of that commonly have injuries and you guys would like a stretching routine, drop it below. Be happy to make a video for you guys too. Have a great day, everyone.